And hoping to capture his third world ranking victory this season is one of snooker's rising stars, the reigning Grand Prix and Welsh Open champion, the Melbourne Machine, Neil Robertson. With 5 of the fastest 147s on record and his surefire style of play, it's no wonder why this man is so compelling to watch. Twice world and reigning Masters champion, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan!
Thank you. The first frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
This time a week ago, we thought that Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Ding Junhui might be the match of the championship. It wasn't, because O'Sullivan was much too good and won 10-2. But O'Sullivan's opponent today, Neil Robertson, has beaten O'Sullivan on both occasions he's played in this season. And as he quickly demonstrated, is arguably the best long potter in the game.
Yes, it's that break-off shot, becoming a poison chalice really to win the toss and decide to break. Particularly with potters like Neil, you've got to get a good length with a cue ball, otherwise you leave yourself open for knocking a long pot in, and who's to know what may follow.
Robertson, winner of October's Grand Prix in Aberdeen and February's Welsh Open in Newport. The only player to win 2 world ranking titles this season.
Thanks. 8. For 14. 15. 21. 22. 28.
Ronnie O'Sullivan just broke off, and that's all that he's allowed to do at the moment. He just didn't get that cue ball close enough to the baulk cushion. Bounced off and left a chance of a long pot, which his opponent knocked in. And you wouldn't be human, Clive, if you weren't
29.
a little bit nervous in a match of this stature, but he certainly doesn't seem to be showing with Neil Robertson hitting the balls in the heart of the pocket. Having said that, he's just slightly run out of position, but he looks in a very confident mood.
Yes, this young Australian knows how good he is. He knows that he's got a great chance to win this title. If not this year, then in the next few years.
The problem for Neil here is he hasn't got a lot of margin of error, so needs to get the cue ball somewhere near that circle. Just a bit narrow. He's running on. I don't think he's going to be on anything.
32.
Let's end a break.
Yes, the cue ball had a long way to run and not a huge margin of error to run into.
Neil Robertson, 32.
But it was a good confident start and he didn't miss anything. Potted the green but just overrun it, as you say, and he was playing for a very small part of the table to be on the only red he could play on. But at least if you pot the ball, you have a chance of playing in good safety.
O'Sullivan's safety short of the baulk line. Another extremely confident long pot. A chance to get this opening frame swiftly under his belt.
8. $14. $15.
Had to be very precise with that positional shot, and he couldn't have played it any better. This is a terrific start from Neil. It really is.
21. $22.
Played that cannon in the knowledge that if he didn't finish on the black, he was going to be on the pink.
Well, you see 61 ahead, 75 remaining.
29.
With a red and a black, and Ronnie O'Sullivan would be at the point where he needs a snooker.
30.
Ooh, that flew off there. But he's just about on the black. But look at this cue ball. It just sprung off the side cushion. It was just a straightforward shot, it appeared. As I say, he only needs the black. He didn't have to play for position. And it goes as every other ball, right in the heart of the pocket.
37. 38.
It was hoped that by the fitting of a new cloth, the problem of excessively springy and unpredictable bounces
45.
would be solved, but we saw a bad one
46.
a couple of shots ago.
$52. 53. 59. 60. 67. 68. 68.
And by clearing the colours, could record his first century
73.
of the tournament, which would be the 30th of the tournament overall.
75.
And he's played the perfect frame.
$78.
Great long red, 32, lost position, decent safety.
82.
Another long red, and he's been at the table ever since.
87. 87 on the first frame.
Although he didn't make a century, that was an extremely impressive start for Robertson. Breaks of 32 and 87, giving him the opening frame without his opponent not only not scoring, not even attempting a pot. The key to Robertson's success in that frame was his long potting. Two beauties. This from O'Sullivan's break-off, 32, and that at his next opportunity, 87.
I certainly thought the second red was a beauty because he was cueing near the green. He could have been put off by that. And if anyone wanted to know what the difficulty of snooker is, you saw it there. Ronnie O'Sullivan, tremendous player, breaks off. As we saw, Neil got in with a good long red. Ronnie plays a safety. Neil gets in with another long red. And Ronnie sat in his chair all frame. Never had a pot to go at. No matter how good you are, when you sat in that chair, there's nothing you can do.
Back here, the second frame. Neil Robertson to break.
Good length on the break-off shot. been a week since his previous match, but Ronnie O'Sullivan has been up in Sheffield practicing down the road at the English Institute of Sport, and also here early mornings and late nights when nobody's about.
Couldn't risk the pot because the black and the pink weren't available, so it was an all-out risky pot for no reward, just to contain his safety. But this red will go to the right middle. Ronnie knows that he can't leave this young man a sniff of a chance. He's going to go for things. But sometimes all you can do is make it as difficult as possible, and that's what Ronnie did by leaving the cue ball near the top cushion. But it wasn't far away, was it?
Wow. That was dead straight. Only middle distance, and he missed it by the proverbial mile.
Yes, but to be fair, it was his first attempt at a pot in the match, wasn't it? He sat out the first frame, and it was one of them that he had to try and screw back, so it made it even more difficult, but he just hit across the ball slightly. But it was just the effort of trying to get the cue ball back to the baulk end that made it look even worse than it was.
And even if you're as good a long potter as Robertson is, you need to be very accurate. These pockets give nothing away.
Yes, I think he'd have got it, but for the cue ball being near the brown.
O'Sullivan's first pot then, with the match already 15 minutes old.
This is a tremendous break building of Ronnie. Immediately play for the red just above the black. So pot that, cannon the red to the right of the black, bring the black into play. And break building opportunity.
6. $13. 14. Are they off again, are they? Can you wait till the shot's been taken before taking the before the camera's shut down, please?
Yes, there's a photographer getting a little bit too enthusiastic and clicking his camera before the shot's over. He's had a friendly warning, that gent.
21.
He won't be allowed to stay. He does it again.
$22. 29.
30.
30.
Well, it could have been that the blue wouldn't have been available if that red had bounced another fraction, but it didn't. So he's on the blue and he's opened the reds beautifully. And he'll be disappointed now if he doesn't get enough here to win the frame. There's okay, but he can just roll it in. He still have the red near the right middle, should he want to play for that, but there's plenty of other reds to play for. But he's played for the one in the right middle. Now it's all about the pace. He's going to go in and around the back of the black.
35.
The black for the right corner, it appears. Just got to get the pace right. Good
36.
line. Came off the top cushion a bit quick, but it's okay. Just shows you he came off the cushion a bit quick there.
43.
And that time he didn't want to come off too quick and he just underhit it slightly, but still not a problem. He's got a choice of reds into the left and right corner pocket. Still in good shape, but if he was straight he could just roll one in and be on the black. He may have to go up for the blue again.
.44.
But as long as he gets the perfect angle, that's fine. And it's just what you want to see, Clive, isn't it? You know, we build up matches and then you wonder, well, is
49.
one player going to outplay the other? Well, from what we're seeing, both players look on top of their game.
.50. .57.
Once again, he was just a little bit short there. Still shouldn't cause a problem, but he's just underhit twice when he's potted the black and come off the top cushion.
58.
.65 points to lead.
65.
75 remaining at the moment. Red and a colour needed. And what a fantastic
66.
start to this match. That's it. That's the frame over. Now can Ronnie make the century that's just eluded
73.
Neil Robertson in the first frame?
74. .81. 82.
A chance here for Sullivan to become the front runner for the £10,000 highest break prize. Ken Doherty's 135 is the leader at the moment.
89. 90. 97.
A total clearance would be 140.
Yeah, but just in a position
98.
where he couldn't play for the black. Usually expect a 140 or above to win. Tremendous century break, considering he sat down all of the first frame.
104.
Well, I'm not bothered about the red.
104 on the frame. Mute.
Nevertheless,
On O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan's break at 104. His 73rd century at the Crucible brings him level at 1-all. Fantastic standard so far.
Yeah, there was the first go, the first pot he played, which was unbelievable, really. He was so far away with the pot. But as I said at the time, what made it difficult, apart from the fact it was the first time he'd really cued at a ball, was that he was trying to screw back for a bought colour, which was making it like a shot for nothing. As it turned out, because he got the cue ball back to the baulk line, maybe a little fortunate to be so close to the brown, that's why Neil Robertson missed his attempt. As I say, a long way away, but it was because he was putting an extra bit of power in. And what happened, he left the cue ball near the brown, and but for that, maybe Neil Robertson might have knocked the long red in. But after that, Ronnie made the century.
The third frame.
As you say, what a
Ronnie
standard.
O'Sullivan to break.
Short.
Yeah, he's been having a problem with the break-off. He just doesn't feel as though he can ever not leave a red on. And there, he tried a loop bridge, but he hit the end red too full, and that's what took the pace out of the cue ball. It's a dangerous thing to leave this man anything on, as we saw in the first frame.
So Robertson again demonstrating his deadly long potting. O'Sullivan's hands are cold.
8.
Very often he warms them on a cup of hot water.
Nine.
Arian Williams just using his ball marker to measure whether the pink can be respotted.
Just seems to be rocking
15.
back there, doesn't it? Should do that on a new cloth. Well, look at the cue pal there.
16.
He's developed the pink nicely. It was a terrific shot, that was. Just watch the reaction of the cue ball. It almost gone forward once, and then the backspin, took it back, nudged the pink on. Good shot. Standard's frightening at the moment.
22.
Robertson has twice beaten O'Sullivan in best of nines this season, and I wouldn't belittle that for a moment, but best of 25 is a longer and truer test, and Robertson, in the early stages at least, is showing that he's quite likely to be equal to it.
$28. $29. $36.
Well, we'll have to trust her luck a little bit here. He's got to force the cue ball through. And
37.
no, not enough. And now he's looking to see if he can just get through to snick the black in. It looks doubtful. And if he can't, there's no easy shot to play.
Neil Robertson, 37.
Well, Neil Robertson hasn't missed a pot yet in a live situation. He's either brought a contribution to an end with a safety, or, as was the case with his closing 87 in the opening frame, he missed a pink which didn't matter. Well, without the help of the board pocket jaws, the cue ball would have returned up the table by quite a distance.
Well, I don't think that's too bad a kiss on the green. I think the blue has stopped the obvious red that Neil may have played for. So both players just having a little bit of a run there on the safety. And that's what could turn frames in this match, just a run of the ball. For all the skill in this game, you can't beat a run of the ball. I don't know whether Ronnie can get enough of this red to play it into the left corner. If he can, he'll take it on. That's the red. If he could pot that, he'd obviously play it. So obviously he can't see enough of it. He's going to try and play safe of it. There's two dangers here. He's got to catch it thin. He wants to be careful he doesn't knock it towards the right corner. Well, I think he hit the wrong red in the end. I can only assume he didn't hit the red as intended.
Well, to me it looked as if he hit his intended red, but much too thick.
Well, he's so far short. It was just... he got the angle all wrong and he hit it so thick, and that's what made me think maybe he hit the wrong red. But you could be right, Clive. Whatever. It was a poor shot.
One.
Well, almost knocked a red in,
Seven.
but could have been a lot luckier with position. No, that was a tough shot.
Neil Robertson set.
Couldn't cue that properly.
But yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, see it.
Well, in one way, lucky not to leave anything easier. In fact, nothing easy enough for Robertson to attempt.
That was a good shot. Okay, he's bounced off the baulk cushion, but it was very awkward cueing. And could quite easily have caught that red much too thick.
Nearly the perfect line, and in any case, very good length.
Yes, and just looking at the situations of the colours, that 44 lead of Neil Robertson, he's looking better and better. There's only really the brown and blue that are in the open.
Well, slightly awkward cueing for the red that has come out of that cluster and finished near the left corner.
Yes, that's made it very awkward. If he wasn't awkward cueing, then he'd pot this red. He knows he's going to run into other reds, but he could inject a bit more pace in the shot. Striking down like this, the harder he hits it, the more likelihood of missing the pot. Bound to run into one of those two reds near the top cushion. As I say, hand on the table, you wouldn't even consider not playing the pot. But hampered like this, it's a dangerous shot, this is. Well, in the end, decided to give everything to the pot and not try and hope for a bit of position on a colour. Don't blame him. Just made certain of it.
Yes, playing to the score in a way. He was 44 in front at the time, and the overwhelming priority was not to leave Sullivan an easy chance for a counter-attack. I was a bit surprised that Robertson attempted the long blue.
Well, I think once again he's looked at the table, Clive, and thought, well, if Ronnie gets in here, he'll be looking to get more than 20 the way the balls are situated. Well, now he's developed the black. Could be slightly different. But getting back to Neil Robertson, I think he was thinking if I pot the blue and then I can pot that long red that Ronnie's just knocked in, I could be 60 points in front and the frame's safe. But now he'll be wondering, did he make the right decision? Now, is the black spot available? It's not. Ronnie couldn't get close control on these reds, so good shot needed here. Good cueing required. And got.
9.
And got. That was a superb shot. So a chance, I wouldn't say to win the frame, but chance to get right back in it.
$16.
He's looked at a few things here, Ronnie. He's looked at the possibility of the plant, but he's also looked, if he plays for the red on the black spot, can he get position on the blue? So he's thinking, can he get through to the blue?
24.
Round again. I think he's looking at the possibility of getting on the blue and then just disturbing those two reds above it. Was he overdone it? I think he may have overdone that. He wanted an angle on the blue, but did he run too far? He has.
Yeah, okay.
You can't really tell unless you're right down behind the line, so he's asking for the blue to be cleaned, but I don't know. He didn't look happy with the shot, but maybe there's just enough room. He's certainly got an angle if he can pot the blue to disturb the reds. Maybe he can just see enough. Oh, but he missed the cannon. He played the cannon, he's looking at the plant now, but he wanted
30.
the cannon. Missed the plant, he
Ronnie
just got
O'Sullivan,
down
30.
and played that quick. It's a little bit careless, that.
O'Sullivan still 15 behind in this frame. But not an easy clinch for Robertson, with the last two reds still tucked under the cushion.
And now he's come the wrong angle on the black. This will take some shot to get, well, you couldn't get position on these two reds, you'd have to disturb them.
Eight.
Takes the 7 extra points and is now looking for a good safety.
Robertson, 8.
First, O'Sullivan checks that the red is not planted onto the black for right corner.
Didn't know that very well, Ronnie. Left his opponent with his hand on the table. Okay, no pot on, but you'd expect now a better safety shot from Neil. Well, he's hit the brown. So neither player has really, in this couple of safety exchanges, produced anything that's putting your opponent in trouble.
O'Sullivan's long pot just fails.
Surprising miss there from the Australian. Doesn't miss many of those, does he? Wasn't doing a lot with the cue ball. And in a way, he was lucky that he didn't flick the green and pink into play and leave this red.
One.
Well, Ronnie has got evil thoughts in his mind here. He's going to play the snooker, and it will be a tough one. And basically what he's done is tried to cover the left-hand side of the table to get out the snooker. He can't come down the right-hand side, Neil, because of the black. So the only way is twice across, and I'll tell you what, this is a tough hit. And well, is there a gap there? Don't think he can get to it direct, but maybe a slight bend. But the problem is, if he plays down, striking down with left-hand side, it will push the thing. So he's got to be careful he doesn't hit the pink here. Tremendous shot. Absolutely sensational. And Ronnie tapping the table all the way round in appreciation. That was absolutely first class. Well played.
Colours have been developed into possible positions. Even the yellow is not that bad.
Yeah. Well, it was a good shot, and no easy guarantee safety here for Neil Robertson. Obviously there's a chance he could cut this red into the far right corner, but Ronnie's got a good cue ball, so the pot or safety is not easy here. 22 points in it. But all the colours are on if Neil was to make a mistake, so be very, very mindful of the fact that even though he's got a 22-point lead, if he left this red on, Ronnie would become slight favourite for the frame.
Robertson has been considering this for just over a minute. That's the one thing he didn't bargain for, but the question is, can O'Sullivan reach the potting angle? If he can't, he might be able to play a very good tactical shot, but of course he'd prefer to be able to pot it.
Yeah, there's no way he can pot it, so he was a bit fortunate there, was Neil. He was bemoaning his luck when the cue ball hit the jaw of the pocket and went back up there, but now the balls have settled, he'll be realising he was a bit fortunate. And you feel that Ronnie here, to get real advantage, needs a snooker. Yeah, that was really well played. But for the kiss on the blue, it'd have been a bit more difficult. So swerving round to get to the top cushion, The old story, can he hit the red and get it safe? And I think the answer is no. I think Ronnie can just get past the blue, so here's his chance.
And the blue has been nicked out to a better position.
Yes, it all depends on the... Well, we're looking at it there. I think he can hold. I mean, if you wanted to play for anything here, you'd like to look for a nice angle on something like the brown that could get you behind the yellow, the awkward yellow. The yellow looks to be the only awkward ball here. Oh, well, this doesn't look too good at the moment.
1.
And it doesn't look too good now.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Couldn't get on the yellow from the green. And the pink was too tricky. Couldn't get on the yellow from that either.
Well, this is a toughie. I'm not quite certain which part of the cushion he can hit. Even if he could get to the baulk cushion, the natural angle off the baulk cushion, the pink would be in the way of him hitting the yellow, you would have thought. If he comes where he's pointing his cue now, is the black in the way or is there just enough room? You wouldn't know unless you were up that end of the table. Oh, that's a hit. What a hit. Well, that was amazing that he just had enough cushion to play that hit. That's 2 tremendous hits he's made out of snookers here. This isn't the easiest safety shot to play. Well, that's not too bad. The yellow, the key to the frame, it doesn't really matter to me how many points are in it now. I think whoever gets the yellow wins the frame.
Foul.
Well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
he sent that yellow dangerously close to the corner pocket, but for the in-off he probably wouldn't have left it, but he's left it now.
Doesn't want to be too thin on this green, otherwise he can't get position for brown.
Yes, when I said a few moments ago whoever gets the yellow should win the frame, of course the brown was in the open then. When Neil Robertson went in off the brown, it knocked the brown to the baulk cushion. So will Ronnie play to pot this green, or will he play the snooker behind the black? Well, he's tried to get on the brown. What an effort this is. Ooh, he wasn't far short, was he? Now he'll play the snooker.
Yes, it would always have been at the back of his mind that if he didn't get on the brown, he was going to leave the cue ball close enough to give himself the best chance of playing a snooker.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 5.
And now the age-old problem for Neil. Just got to hope for the best. Can he hit the brown and get it safe? He has played some wonderful escapes.
Yes, and it wasn't by accident that he hit the side of the brown, which was going to bring the cue ball back towards the baulk cushion. No attempt at the pot there, because he couldn't get on the blue.
Yes, and the kiss on the pink, which at first Ronnie may be thinking he didn't want to kiss the pink to the baulk cushion, but now that it's hampered, Neil, this has made this a very, very difficult safety. And isn't this all that's good in snooker? The first two frames, unbelievable, and now we're into the 31st minute of this frame, and it could be argued, Clive, that this is more exciting than the other two.
Well, in some ways, because the duelling element has entered into it. Fragmentary scoring, but good stuff.
I think we've seen two escapes from snookers by Neil Robertson that were, well, wonderful. So he's really becoming a top all-round player, the young Aussie. He came over with a reputation as just a potter. He's not that now. This brown needs to travel. Ronnie's tried to get it to the top cushion, but it's not got there. And Neil Robertson now with a chance. 12 points to lead. Needs brown and blue. The only difficulty is the cue ball being close to the side cushion.
Stroked it in though, gently enough to leave himself on the frame ball blue. Oh, after all that, he misses that blue for a 2-1 lead.
Well, that is probably the most amazing miss I think I've ever seen in all my years playing and commentating.
5.
Played it nicely. This pink, though, is still no gimme. What a frame that Ronnie's been gifted here. Incredible.
A fascinating frame of 32 minutes duration. Robertson missed a simple blue which would have won it, and Sullivan potted blue, pink and black to lead by 2 frames to 1.
As quietly as possible, please.
We saw in that frame some terrific escape from snookers by Neil Robertson, well, which should have won in the frame. But this was the first one where Ronnie played a terrific snooker, but there was just a gap. There wasn't a gap direct, but what he had to do, he had to bend the cue ball. Now the big problem here, if you put too much swerve on it, you'll push the cue ball, hitting it there as we indicate with the blue spot. You push the cue ball into the pink, so just enough side spin to not push it into the pink, but bend it round the blue. And he played it absolutely superb. Just look at this. And what? Half? Not even half of the red to go at. And it was funny when he played it, because Ronnie walked all the way round the table, just tapping it all the way round in appreciation. But escapes like that should have won in the frame. How can you explain a blue like this? And he only needed the blue. It's not as if he played for the pink. Clive, what do you think?
Human error with the best of them.
Okay, with the 4th frame, Neil Robertson to break.
O'Sullivan's just won a frame that he would have been resigned to losing when Robertson needed only a simple blue to clinch it. O'Sullivan's hands still a little on the cold side. Very nice thin safety from Robertson.
Got to catch these just right if you go into balk. He's got to be careful he doesn't catch that red near the left-hand cushion. And that time just caught it a little bit too thin as the blue come to his rescue. It has.
So that's why Robertson has just played a containing safety to that red. It would have been very difficult to play a return to balk and hope to cover it. Didn't mean to cannon the green.
Well, he was trying to play a safety shot that would maybe snooker Neil on the edge of the red behind the green and misjudged it. He'll be disappointed to have kissed the green full in the face like that. He's not left anything, but what he has done, he's left his opponent with his hand on the table. You would expect a better safety. Well, you would have done, but that was poor from Neil. That was poor. Just wonder how much that blue in the last frame will affect his confidence, because he never looked as though he could miss a ball prior to that.
Nothing difficult about O'Sullivan's initial red. More difficult to get good position. Had just enough angle to force back up for blue.
It's just a bit awkward at the moment. He may have to concentrate on the blue. I don't think the pink is in the left corner. The black is difficult to get on. Of course, this is where Ronnie excels in these difficult situations. He just seems to... It's all about shot selection. And he just seems to be able to pick off the right balls that opens up other colours.
12.
In the meantime, he's just picking off what's the loose reds, waiting for that opportunity when he can bring
13.
pink or black into play.
$18. $19.
That was a little bit risky when you have to keep going up for the blue, but once again he's found a good angle. Possibility
24.
here, he could play for the black. I don't really want to risk it. Somewhere near that circle if he plays for the black, but no, he didn't want to risk
25.
it. And once again, inch perfect position on the blue. As I say, if you once get straight on the blue or the wrong side, the way the reds are situated, more than likely end up break, but he just keeps finding that perfect angle. You'd like to be on one of those two reds. I think one of them will definitely go to the right of the black. And if he can get on one of them, then of course he brings the black into play now.
30. $31.
Now he's got the black in play. Patience, but some excellent positional shots when going up for the blue. Has kept this going nicely.
$38. $39.
Well, a little bit low.
46.
Yeah, I think he hadn't really got through the cue ball, because as soon as it was coming off the first cushion, he went, get up. This is a big shot now in the frame. Ooh, and missed it by a long way. And now a chance
Ronnie
for the
O'Sullivan,
counter-attack
46.
for the young man from Melbourne. Just shows you poor positional shot. Got down and play it a little bit quick.
Missed it by a vast margin.
One.
O'Sullivan will be pinning his hopes on the two reds on the left side cushion.
Six.
Not Robertson's best positional shot there. There's something slightly amiss with that pocket. It's happened about 3 or 4 times already in this championship that a ball has fallen on the floor, having been potted.
Nine. 14.
This is where he needs precise positional shot now, on the colour, on the red, because it's going to get difficult from here on in. Well, he's run a little bit too far.
22.
Similar run round to the one that Ronnie finished short on. Neil didn't finish short, and now he's checking the cushion. Well, he can obviously get to the potting angle of this red. He doesn't want the pink safe. Well, he's knocked it a little bit out of commission. Now just this one loose red in the middle of the table. Well, it's not the pink even safer. And I'm looking down the line, he's not on the red to this left corner, I don't think.
30.
Looks to me there as though he played a cannon on one of the reds and just didn't get into it enough. Once again, good pot. Where's the cue ball?
31.
Okay, but well, is he very straight on this blue? If he is, he won't be able to get close to either of these reds. You won't want to be risking playing one down the cushion, although he's having a look at that option. He'll do well after the blue to keep this break going.
Green ball. Here, Robertson, 31.
Rather than pot the colour, he thought he was better off trying to engineer an opening with his safety.
A little bit risky to play it like that. I'm sure Ronnie was thinking of leaving it near a cushion, but
A far one.
looks like the... Well, I'm saying it looks like, I don't know. Is it... Oh, we're going to have a look, and the referee's taking the red off the table. Put it back. Now, can Neil see enough of this red to pot it? Ronnie had a look. Neil's had a close look. Of course, he'd be frightened to leave it there, and if he couldn't pot it, he may want to play safe off it. It's difficult to tell. We can't get really close in because Neil's in the way of showing you. No, he couldn't see enough of the red to pot it, but as I say, he couldn't leave it there, so he's played safe off it, but... Well, it's not the best safety, i.e. that he's not put Ronnie under any pressure here. 15 points in it. Ronnie O'Sullivan in front. Amazing, the first two frames flew by, didn't they? Both players getting in, making big breaks. And the last two have been really dramatic. Well, he's covered one red, but he's left the red in baulk available for the safety.
An unintended double kiss and lucky to get away with it as well as that.
Yeah, he's played 1 or 2 shots in this frame that are unlike Neil, and certainly the way he started the match. Wouldn't be human if that blue didn't spring to his mind occasionally, the one he missed to win the last frame. It'd certainly give you a dull feeling, thinking, how can I miss a ball like that? And particularly against someone like Ronnie, where you need to take every opportunity.
A possible to the baulk pocket.
Yes, I'm sure he'll take it on. Well, where's the red going? Well, there's a couple of long pots now that he's not been able to cope with. I'm a little bit fortunate that the red he played run safe.
There was no attempt to pot that red. Robertson was trying to tuck the cue ball in behind the black. Do I see some chalk or foreign body on that red?
Yes, they put a new cloth on last evening, of course, and they mark out the baulk line and the D. And I must admit, when I first signed the commentary box this morning, I thought, that looks whiter than normal. So whether they've put a little bit of extra chalk there. Yeah, all the reds are just picking up little bits of chalk, and that, as I say, it can only be coming off the D. Well, Ronnie left himself open for that one, and Neil Robertson didn't disappoint. This is going to be a tough snooker. A lot will depend, once again, on does the green come into play if he's trying to come round off a few cushions. Obviously he's got to go in and out of baulk. The red to the left of the black, well, there's plenty of room round that. He'd like to get to the one near the side cushion, but oh well, misjudged that completely.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson 4.
Neil having it replaced. So Ronnie's got some idea now of the angle. But I think if he's trying to get to the red near the left-hand cushion, the one to the left of the black is going to get in the way here.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson 4.
Well, he might have made the minor adjustment. You might have heard Ronnie say, what's happened there? Because he thought he'd adjusted enough.
O'Sullivan's been playing a long time. He knows the angles on a snooker table backwards. Maybe the cue ball has been coming off squarer.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson 4.
He's puzzled by the angle of rebound. O'Sullivan has already conceded 12 points from this snooker. Fourth time he hits it, but not to advantage. Well, Robertson must have tried to develop the other red, because there was no problem about staying on the black, but having missed the cannon,
Neil Robertson won.
he scores a mere 1.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson 4.
Never really got into that swerve. Quite a big one needed.
Take a look, please. No, need a bucket. Bucket, yeah.
I mean, that's how honest the snooker players are, you know. I mean,
Okay.
so that's where it was, and that's where it is now, and that's wrong. You know, I mean, it isn't a big thing to notice where it is. I mean, he's expecting if it's a miss, he has to replace it. Anyway, both players have agreed. Keep, well, as I say, it's just a little bit further over, and maybe not as close to the green either, which makes it a little bit more of a swerve. Anyway, they've agreed, so who are we to argue? That wasn't a bad kiss on the brown for Ronnie, otherwise he would have gone up the table with this red. So Ronnie goes back to his seat, 2 points behind. This frame's still in the balance.
Forceful attempt to the baulk pocket.
Yes, and lucky not to leave it. When you play it like that, and the red's careering up and down the table. Just not looked as confident in this frame to me. Understandable in my mind. Said before, for all the skill in this game, he just need a little bit of bad run of the ball and he can turn it, and that fluke could win Ronnie this frame. Because in goes the blue, so it puts him 4 points in front. As we see the red once again. He now needs yellow, green, brown and blue, and his opponent will need a snooker.
8.
And I think that just rubs salt in the wounds for Neil Robertson, Clive, after the way he lost the last frame.
Indeed.
11.
So, barring anything unforeseen, this will be the third frame in succession that
15.
O'Sullivan has won.
20.
O'Sullivan leads by 3 frames to 1 at the mid-session interval.